YouTube, Dark Richician of Team Sorcerers here, and I'm here to show you my inactive decks and deck cores. Decks that I've played over the years. Now some of these decks I'll probably bring back later on in the year. I did originally have this plan to cut down to 3 proper decks, which are my main 3, Dark Magician, Elemental Heroes and Rainbow Neos, and still have the active past format and character decks. However, because we're in the year of Yu-Gi-Oh's 20th anniversary, combined with the fact that we're getting a new Master Rule, or a revised Master Rule, I might as well bring some back. Maybe not all of them. We shall see. First I'm going to show you some cores from other variants of Dark Magician that I played, starting with Prismagician. As you can see, I've got my original Prismas right here. Now, to think that once upon a time this was very hard to get, and now like its lowest rarity is a common from Legendary Collection 2 and the Raw Mega Pack. Although it is a super from Fusion Enforcers, which is simple to get as well. Now, the idea of Prismagician, for those who don't know, was to use Prisma to send Dark Magician from my deck to the graveyard, copy the name and use Dark Magic Attack and Thousand Knives, and then bring Dark Magician back from the grave with like Monster Reborn, Swing of Memories, and Birthright, plus Premature Burial back when it was legal. It was a cool idea, and a more consistent build than the Spellcaster variant. Only problems with the deck were that it bricked, and it was vulnerable to banish cards like Macrocosmos and D-Fissure, which, back when the deck was still alive, was a terrible matchup for this deck. Anyway, here's what's left of it. I did play Morphing Jar, Card Destruction and Hand Destruction to counteract the problem of bad hands. There's one copy of Thousand Knives here. Other copies are in other past format decks. I did play an Ultra in here. That's currently in my banned card collection. Ultimate Rare Birthrights. Shame it kind of lost its luster when Call of the Haunted went to 3. Here's a couple of synchros I used to play. And over here is my Magician Girl core, which I could throw back together any time I want, but I need to grab the 2 chocolates and 1 berry currently in the Dark Magician deck in order to do it. Yeah, as you can see. Oh yeah, these weren't actually in the actual Magician Girl deck. These were in an actual Dark Magician Girl deck back in the day. I'd overlay like a few level 4 spellcasters and apprentices and old vindictives if need be, as in Apprentice Magician. This is what's left of Dark Magic Spell Counter. Dark Magician deck with cards from the Spellcaster's Command structure deck. And here's what's left of my Dark Magician Knight deck. The other copy of Dark Magician Knight and Knight's title is currently in my Legacy side deck, which I'll just show you real quick. A mixture of cards from previous variants of Dark Magician, which I ran in a side deck for my pure Dark Magician deck. I'll just show you that real quick. These, of course, were from my Dark Eradicator Warlock deck. Pendulum Dark Magician, Dark Magic Swarm, Gagaga Dark Magician. I did have Strike Ninja in there. But I'll come to Dark Magic Strike later on. Anyway, this is a small fraction of the Dark Eradicator Warlock deck, based around this guy. For those who don't know what he does, he can't be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by sacrificing a Dark Magician, and can't be special summoned by other ways. While it's on the field, if either player activates a normal spell, you burn the opponent for a grand. This was by far my weakest version of Dark Magician, because it just bricked too much and was a bit inconsistent, although with all the Dark Magician support we have today, it could still potentially be a thing. Don't know where these were from. I'm guessing they were also part of the deck? Question mark. Yes, and we come to my legendary hero core, which I could probably play a little bit easier under the upcoming Master Rule, although not that much, considering that I'd need to add more stuff to be able to play Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Decode Talker, and the Ace Monster of the new character from Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s. This is my playset of Rose Warriors. Kinetic Soldier, which is what I was siding to specifically counter 6 Samurais, because stuff legendary 6 Samurai Shen. Which I still hate to this day. Like, he's an arch nemesis of mine. Supervise is in here, by the way, because in the original version of the deck I played Miscellaneous. I had the idea of bringing Dark Magician or Neos back from the graveyard if this card bit the dust. And here's the remains of Dark Magician Hero. I don't know why I played Twin-Headed Behemoth. I think it was to add tribute fodder. But yeah, as you may have seen in the last video, I did put my March 2012 format version of the deck back together. Hence why there's not many cards here. And the reason why there's a Rainbow Overlord of Darkworld here is because this was something I planned to side deck against Darkworld. I absolutely despised that deck. Within the first 8 years that the archetype was around, and then I stopped hating it in 2013 and 14 because Morphing Giant Card Destruction were banned, but now that they've been unbanned, it's a deck that I don't like anymore. And these are some random cards to put in my Yugi character deck. If I was to chop out the banned stuff, even though Witch of the Black Forest used to be banned. Actually, that was in here before she got errated, and I had to put in pre-errata. No, what I mean was I took the original print of it out, well, the print with the original text, and put in the errata. That's what I'm trying to say. And on this page, on the first row, is cards I had for my Prophecy Dark Magician deck. There's not much of that particular deck left, to be honest. Spare Hierophant. Aloe of Justice Light Gazer was a random side card which I had for Light Swarms, I think. And Agents? Yeah. And here's what's left of my Gagaga Dark Magician deck, which I've never showed on camera as a real life deck, but I did once show a duel on my original channel on YGO Pro. That's that, and that's all the variants, and these are just spare parts for my Elemental Heroes, which I'll go over real quick on the way to the next deck core. Spare parts for Rainbow Neos. I'm not going to go too much into those, but you can have a brief look. And that's for something else. I have 3 Stratoses here, plus my original Shonen Jump prints, in case I find a way to play 3 copies each in my Elemental Hero and Rainbow Neos decks. I was thinking about putting Malicious in there as well as my Vision Hero engine, which I picked up thanks to Darkness Cell 1989. There's more spare parts, by the way. But I ran into a snag last night. I checked the fine print of Faris, and it says that if I use his effect, I'm locked into only summoning heroes from the extra deck, and Rainbow Neos is not a hero monster, which therefore means I can't use Faris in my Rainbow Neos deck, which is annoying, but it's fine though. I still have this engine on hand in case I want to play it in Destiny Heroes and Evil Heroes, provided I can get around to playing them again. I wish George would turn up to Dead Uni again so that I can get the Evil Hero deck back off him, because he did say he was going to sell it. Whether or not he has or not, I don't know. Otherwise, I'll have to rebuild that deck from scratch. Plus, yeah, well, Dusted Gold and Malicious Bane are too expensive and too difficult to get. I really wish they wouldn't short print anything. These are all spare parts, which I've acquired for other decks. This is what's left of the other Yugi deck, my Skeleton character Yugi deck. Now, as I said in the collection video, this is for a special character tournament which Dead Uni used to run. The idea was we had to use certain cards in certain numbers which a character used, and then whatever we want. In my case, Yugi and Jaden. And here is the Yugi deck. Or what's left of it, I should say. And there's the Siren again. Whoop-de-doo. And here's the Jaden deck, which I actually won with, or should I say tied with Aaron somehow. But that shouldn't have happened, because we had an awkward pairing system. And I don't feel I should have won that tournament anyway, because the only reason I did was because Express Gaming made a huge misplay against me in round one. He was using Lunar Lights. I kind of feel bad for bringing it up now, but for those who are curious, basically, my field was Escoridao, a special summoned Bubble Man in defense mode, and Skyscraper. And the special summoned Bubble Man was a big part of this, because I did say a special summoned Bubble Man, but I don't think he heard me say that. Because what he did was, and I was on about less than 3,500 life points, and he made a Leo Dancer. He attacked and destroyed Escoridao, and this is where the misplay happened. He didn't activate Leo Dancer's effect to destroy all special summoned monsters, so he could have auto-killed the Bubble Man and then attacked for game, but instead he attacked the Bubble Man. This then allowed me to top deck Miracle Fusion, bust out Shining Flare Wingman, and win. And it's something I do feel guilty about, just which is just a general thing. I feel bad if I beat an opponent because my opponent misplayed, because it could have gone a different way. But on the day, though, while I did feel bad, at the same time, I felt really pleased that I finally won a tournament with an elemental hero deck, which is something I was trying to do for 9 years. And I'm talking about local standard tournaments, not fun mini ones that I did on the channel. Spare Blue Eyes stuff, which one of these days will go to Emma Blue Eyes, because she did want to get the newer Blue Eyes stuff. Whether she's still looking to get it or not, I don't know. I mean, obviously at the moment she's got a lot going on in her life, and has done since well, her laptop packed up and wasn't able to continue YouTubing. Yes, we move on to the generation format decks, where we play under certain ban lists from each era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Original series, GX5D, Zeal, and Arc 5. I again made an original series and GX deck, and this is basically a variant of Dark Magician, which I went with. We only ever did one of those, unfortunately. Yeah, that page could do with some tidying up. And the GX era Elemental Hero deck never sort of play in a tournament, unfortunately. Here's what's left of that. And over here we have my generic spellcaster deck, which where I used to play it as it is, or have one copy of Dark Magician in it, which made it a variant of Dark Magician, hence why it's in this binder. So that's that, and these are all just spare speed duel cards. And that's it for that binder. I'm going to show you this massive one which I got off Margin's Age of Darkness some time ago, and show you my Utopia deck core, which might come back. And here's my original playset of Utopia the Lightning. One of these I got given as a gift. Problem was, though, I don't remember which one of the three it was, so yeah, they've been in this deck, and I've been spread through Dark Magician, Rainbow Neos, Magician Girls, Random All-Stars. Now the one that was in my Rainbow Neos deck has been replaced by a gift which Max M actually got me, which was very nice of him. It was a Christmas present, and he got me an ultimate rare Utopia the Lightning, and I decided to put it in my Rainbow Neos deck because, well, it's currently the only active deck that runs a Utopia the Lightning, so I thought, why not put it in one of my three signature decks. Yeah. This might come back. It's probably going to be something in Legendary Duelist, Magical Heroes will help it, I would have thought. There we go, I've even got a Utopia double. And here are the main deck cards. I did have a copy of Utopia Onomata Pair, that 1500 effect monster, which came out in dual power. And there we go. And now there's these folders right here. So we're gonna start things off here. How long am I in now? 23 minutes. Hopefully this won't be as long as the collection video. We're starting with the past format versions of Dark Magician that I don't have active right now, although they can be again. So this is my September 2010 Dark Magician deck. Come to think of it, this could save me a job of doing deck profiles on these. There was meant to be a Mirror Force there. And over here is my original Red Dragon Archfiend, which is cool. There is meant to be a Go Guardian here. I've got one I can put in, no problem. Check it out, my original Brianak and my original Tempest Magician, which at some point in 2009 I bought this off my friend Seb for about £15. Yeah, it was pretty pricey and hard to get back then, and then a few months later this special edition Super came out. It's fine. And here we come to my March 2011 format Dark Magician deck, which didn't see too much play because I was kind of torn between playing this and Legendary Hero at the time. Not sure what was meant to be here. Oh, Monster Reborn. There was meant to be a Mirror Force that's here. Here's the extract for it. But they could have played a few Exceases in here, because technically Exceases did come out for the first time during that format, even though it was very late on. And we come to September 2011 now. Yeah, here's that other copy of Thousand Knives. Yeah, again, it's missing a Monster Reborn and a Mirror Force. Here's a Supreme Arcanite Magician Ultimate Rare. And here's the September 2012 Dark Magician deck. Something which briefly came back after Prophecy Dark Magician didn't really work out for me in the end. Well, not at the time anyway. And then we come to March 2013. This is something I could throw back together, considering Bernardo has March 2013 Dragon Rulers, so we could actually have a March 13 match, although don't know if I fancy my chances against full power Dragon Rulers, but you know, anything can happen. I don't actually remember what was meant to be in that space. Oh, my mind's a blank. Oh yes, this was also the last format we had where Pot of Avarice was legal before it got banned. And there's the extract for it. Is that my original print of Armades? I think it might be, actually. And we move on to September 13. I don't remember what was meant to be here. I know it wouldn't have been Monster Reborn or Heavy Storm because they were both banned on that ban list. I'm not sure. It's been a while. Yeah, it's very similar extracts here. Oh yeah, this is what's left of Neos Beatdown. The Neos counterpart to Prismagician. Yeah, and spare Destiny Hero cards, because I had nowhere else to put them. Right, next binder. My April 2014 Dark Magician deck. This was when I guess just after I finally went back to playing pure Dark Magicians. Here's the other Ancient Tin Secrets I used to run. It's meant to be an effect veiler there, that I know for sure. It's meant to be a dark hole right there. Here's the extra deck where I finally was able to play fusions in a pure build again. And that is my original Thought Ruler. Oh, I did have more than one Armides. How interesting. Well, here's my original Honor Arc, at least. And my original Catasta. By the way, if you're wondering where my original Stardust Dragon is, well, that's in my March 2011 Legendary Hero deck. Same with Black Rose Dragon. Yeah, and here we have what's left of my random All-Stars deck. This Sphere Kariba right here could actually go towards another deck I want to bring back, Blackluster Soldier. Evil Heroes and Blackluster Soldier are 2 out of 4 of the main decks I would like to play again, the others being Summon Skull and Red Dragon Archfiend. Oh no, my original Stardust is right here. So, in actuality, it'll be the original Stardust I got, which was from one of the 2008 collectible tins. And there's my original Scarlight. And here we come to Blue Eyes White Dragon. And some spare cards for the deck. This I used to play in the deck. So Blue Eyes is something else I can bring back at any time. Again. And yes, that is a Korean Regeki, which I got off Aaron. I haven't played it in tournaments for a year, and even then I wasn't using the Korean Regeki in the deck, so it's fine. We all know what it does anyway. I am so sorry about that. I was trying to hold that in to the very end. And all of this is spare stuff from Red Eyes Black Dragon. It stinks. That's my Troop Dragons. Back when I used to run Solidarity in the deck. LP and Pisty were in the deck when Express Gaming had it. He was also playing World Legacy Guard Dragon, just so he could move these to main monster zones. I do have World Legacy Guard Dragons again, so whether or not I'll play it the same way he does, I'm not sure. Although I prefer to try and fit 1 or 2 of those World Legacies into rockets. So I'm not quite sure what to do with those and LP and Pisty at the moment. Well, these were leftovers from my Crystal Beast deck. And here's my Neospatian deck. Also a deck that I can throw back together at any time I want. Yeah, Neospatians can actually be really good again, come the updated master rules. Cyberse, my favourite Reigns archetype, which would actually be followed by rockets, actually. Cyberse is also something I can put back together any time. Is pretty much ready to play, and the rest of these are cards that I either used to play or are spare cards that I can put in if I choose to. Yeah, I know Firewall Dragon's banned, but something I can alternatively do is take out the Avramax and just play it as a Playmaker character deck if I wanted to. I must also point out that I no longer have Encode Talker. It's the only Code Talker monster I don't have. Yeah, there we go. Next binder. How long are we in? 36 minutes. Oh, jeez. Here's Summon Skull, which I mentioned earlier. Yeah, that can actually be better with the updated master rules, because it means I can potentially get all 4 of the newer forms of Summon Skull. I mean, I know they're not so new now, but yeah, it is possible to get all 4 of them out, and I will make it my mission to pull that off. Yeah, here's the Go Guardian I mentioned earlier, my original one. And these are also cards I might play as well. Fiendish Rhino Warrior and Dark Sacrifice. And here's Yugi Gadgets. Yeah, all it needs is a Cyber Dragon and a Regeki, and that'll be ready to go. And here's what's left of Red Dragon Archfiend. By the way, I have seen those new Resonator cards and Red Supernova Dragon. Yeah, Red Supernova Dragon's scary. Oh yeah, here's what's left of my generic warriors. I don't know whether or not I'll bring this back, just because it's so outdated, but yet it was one of the decks I wouldn't say started out with, but was one of the decks that I had since almost the beginning, and it was one of my very best decks back in the day, so I don't know. That's not meant to be there, that's meant to be in the Jack Atlas deck, once I put it back together. I made a small start on Evil Heroes. I mean, I already had the Wild Cyclone. Malicious Edge isn't difficult to get. This I picked up in a trade, and yeah, thanks to young Callum, I finally have an English Evil Hero or Dusted Gold, which, like I said, I have failed epically to get from my pack. I mean, like I said, I must have opened about 60 or so packs of Legendary Duelist 5, Immortal Destiny, and didn't get a single one. I also required these Galaxy Photon cards in case I play them again. Got Pleiades here in case I have the option of overlaying 2 Galaxy Soldiers. Here's the deck of cards, the deck based on cards with card in the name. That can be back to full power again with the new rules as well. The random synchro deck, which has effects that got off engrave. Yeah, I'm going to look into it. Pick these up as well, in case I want to use those. Here's what's left of my fish deck, which has always been more of a comedy deck than anything. Still a lot of fun. Golden Flying Fish, by the way, is my favourite fish. And now we come to my Neos Wise Man core. Well, that'll gain quite a boost with that new Neos fusion, Elemental Hero Neos Kruger, which is what Neos Wise Man should have been. But why did he have to be an effect monster instead of a fusion? And now we come to my generic machine deck, including my original Jinzo. I like Warriors. I don't know if I'll bring this back because it's an old deck which is kind of outdated. But again, it was one of my very best decks back in the day. So, who knows? Here's what's left of Vampires, although I did pick a few Vampire cards up in case I play that again. And also, sorry about that, picked up some Rainbow Bridges randomly in case I play Crystal Beasts again. And this small pile of cards, well, I say pile and it's 2 rows, is what's left of my Majestic Star Dragon deck, which I did play back in 2010. I tried to rebuild it in 2016, 17 or 18, but never got round to it. And next folder is what's left of my Sky Scourge Karibo deck, because obviously the 2 archetypes complement each other well. But that odd rarity of Honest though. And here's what's left of Yugi Ritual Turbo. See, the BLS is in here. I can just put towards the Blackluster Soldier deck, no problem. And here's what's left of Blade Edge Beatdown. Here's some cards from what was going to be a classic aggro deck, but that never got finished. And this is what's left of Archonites of Endymion. Before I hated Endymion, I played a deck with the Arcanite monsters and Endymion, the Master Magician, and Crusader, plus Magical Citadel, which I thought would be fun. Yeah, I prefer this guy over Mighty Master of Magic, because I don't like Mighty Master of Magic. I hate him. He should never have been made. And this is an ultimate rare explosive magician, which I once got given to by once got given by Graham Ross. Some of you won't remember him, but yeah, he gave me this as a birthday present back in 2010, and I try to use it when I can. Oh yeah, these are the only 4 cards left from my Buster Blader deck. Here's what's left of my Evil You Bell Hero deck, so if anything, cards from here can go towards Evil Heroes, should I end up trying to rebuild the deck from scratch. There we go, got a playset of Malicious Fiends, all in odd rarities again. I've got Dark Gaia sorted. Oh, and here's a coloured in Utopia, compliments of Max B. And all these are just random cards thrown together from decks that I had before, like these were from Exodia, generic fairies. I believe these would have been in Gemini Hero. Oh yes, and here's what's left of my Spiral deck. Yeah, a lot of these cards were just given to me, especially Spiral Double Helix. Yeah, Aaron gave this to me as a gift, and I've kept it ever since. And of course, when someone gives me a card as a gift, I never ever get rid of it. I just put it in a binder where it'll be safe, or play it in a deck. And even if I don't play that deck, I still won't get rid of the card. 2 cards from generic dragons. Cyber Dragons. This was going to be in like a parody version of Diamond Dude Turbo, you might say. Diamond Dude Snail. A Spore would have been in generic plants. And here's some Heretic cards. I was going to make a Heretic God deck where it would basically be the Egyptian gods in a Heretic deck, but that deck never got finished. Ladies' Room. This is what's left of a deck which WK Dad came up with, running low-level normal monsters, Enchanted Fitting Room, which would have tuners, which was a way to promote Catasta, Brionac and Mistworm when they first came out, all the way back in late 2009 in Hidden Arsenal 1. These are what's left of Casino Knight, which was a deck based off dice roll and coin toss cards. And this is what's left of Morphtronics, which I used to play. Apart from these guys, that would have been in Rat Toolbox, this would have been in Rainbow Dark Dragon. And these 4 cards here are what's left of my Noble Knight deck, or rather the spares before the deck went to Gamer Central. And here is basically what's left of Plant Hero. These are what I acquired in case I did rebuild Plant Hero, which was a fun deck, and can also be at full power again thanks to Master Rule 5. And here is what's left of my Earthbound Immortal deck. I don't have Kukapakapoo, Chaku Chalua and Kokoraya anymore. Those went to Max B because he wanted the original prints of them. So I sorted them to him once I stopped playing this deck. I'm trying to think what else is missing. Oh yeah, obviously Monster Reborn and Regeki, and either Mirror Force or Storming Mirror Force. Not too bothered about the extra deck really. Don't heavily rely on it. And this is my start on a Blackluster Soldier. I'm hiding this card here because I want it to be a surprise. There we go. And there's one more binder left. How long are we in? 15 minutes. Oh my days. It is going to be as long as the collection video. Yeah, here's what's left. Not what's left. Here's my whole Toon deck, which I can put back together at any time I want. And here's what's left of my Black Wings. Yeah, that's something else I'd like to bring back actually. But I'd need to get hold of 2 copies of Simoon, 3 copies each of Boar and Kalute. Oh yeah, 2 copies of All-Star. Can't think what else off the top of my head. Don't remember what I had here. What I do know is that I want to get another copy of Blackwing Full Armor Master. No, it might have been Steal a Cloak I would have wanted to put here with All-Star, but I got that covered. And here we are at Dark Magic Strike. It's not in the blue folder where it should be, because my April 2006 format version of this deck is something I'm currently working on rebuilding. Only problem is I need a playset of Dimension Fusion. Once I have that, the deck will be ready. And that is it, you guys. That is all the decks. I apologise that this is a really long video. Probably made longer by the fact that I was telling stories. But yeah, that's it. This is in the works, and like I said, I'd like to bring back Summoned Skull, Black Wings, Red Dragon Archfiend, Blackluster Soldier, and Evil Heroes. But I anticipate that Blackluster Soldier and Evil Heroes will be the hardest decks to rebuild. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching if you made it to the end, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.